So this is a video about Inventor. I got these from AliExpress some while ago. They are being marketed as a Lego Technics compatible alternative. But when you start looking at them, it becomes quite obvious and clear that this is not Lego Technics. This is something way cheaper, and it's quite clear when you look at the building instructions and the models that they are trying to represent that this isn't very well thought through. It has very little resemblance of anything that you would stumble upon to in real world. The bits themselves are they feel fragile, and when you snap them together, they are not as easy to get apart afterwards. The reason why I'm doing a voiceover on this one is that I had auto gain set on my microphone, and while I recorded this, and that auto gain turned out to be a total nightmare. Again, regarding the plastics, I would not like to step on these in the dark. If the kids have left them somewhere on the floor, they would be a total nightmare. They're very sharp and very hard. Makes normal Lego almost feel a bit forgiving and flexible when you compare to these. I haven't tried to snap one off, but I would guess that they would snap off in a rather nasty way, leaving even sharper edges than they have from the manufacturing process. I brought out a quite accurate scale that I have, and I brought out similar or equal real Lego parts. This one weighs 5.84 grams, and the Inventor with the same dimensions weighs about 10% less, 5.24 grams. So not a lot, but 10% is 10%, so that's the sort of cost savings they have done. And again, they have been using a different type of plastic. It's harder. And you feel it when you build with the parts, that when they interlock, it's not as easy to get them apart again. And I have one kit here. We tried two kits, my son and myself, earlier on the day, and I have one kit left, so I decided that in front of the camera, I would try to assemble it. I haven't quite understood what it's supposed to represent, and also, by the way, the kits are being delivered in plastic bags only. There is no boxes or anything like that. And this one is sort of a carousel thingy. On every part there is a small dent in the mold. I don't know if that's how they identify their bits, or if it's how they push them out of the mold. There you can see how hard it is to push them together, and if you do it, it's close to impossible to get them apart again. You end up using a table knife or something like that to pry them apart. Here, luckily I had long nails when I started this build, and they came in useful more than once. And also, after I had finished the build, my fingers were sore, and my son, he was complaining about it too, that this doesn't feel like Lego for the fingers, the fingertips. It's so much harder to push them together and to pull them apart if you get something wrong. Okay, here's the building instruction, and let's see what we can do. So I'm speeding up the process a bit here, and I'm trying to follow it step by step. There is a few bits that becomes redundant when you finish the build actually. It's a bit strange. And also it doesn't cover all the steps, but if you have been tinkering with Lego before, you sort of understand how it's supposed to be done. Eventually I realized that this I do not want to mix with the kids' Lego. So I should have made a movie a film where I just vacuumed it all up and listened to the satisfying noise of Lego-ish bits disappearing in the vacuum cleaner, but I didn't do that. I just threw it away instead. Don't be fooled, this is not Lego Technics. Some bits you barely can get them together, and some bits they fall apart when you turn them over. This one was a bit better tolerances than the sweeper thing that I had built earlier on the day. I realized I put a cogwheel in the wrong direction, so it didn't interconnect it as it should. Here you can see how my fingers start to get sore. So if you're having a beer party with some other friends and you want to have a build-off, sure, get a few of these bags and just go bananas on them. But please keep in mind that when you have paid, first of all, after you had been waiting for, I don't know, 6, 8, 10, 20 weeks for them to be delivered with surface mail, you will also have to tax them to get them into the European Union. So what looks cheap on AliExpress isn't that cheap in the end. And therefore I have not included any links to these on Ali or on eBay or wherever, since I do not want you to buy it. It's simply just not worth it. If you're on a shoestring budget or a tight budget and you want to have buy Lego for your kids, buy proper Lego. Buy it second hand or buy less. They will use it. This they won't use. This is crap. Here you can clearly see the cogwheel in the middle there that has nothing to do with any function. Just continuing to snap the model together. There are two sinister looking characters as well that are to be built later on. I've seen other Lego-ish brands around, and I have ordered 2 more kits and I hope to get them quite soon. They are supposed to be remote controlled, so they can be fun. I hope the bits themselves have a higher quality, so they will be usable and not hostile when you get them. And I will follow it up with a video as well. They don't lay still when you want them to do so. Right, follow the instructions. Next page. Okay. Oh, we're soon there. Yeah. Hey. The legs on the dude that is supposed supposed to be sitting in the carousel isn't assembled, and they are deviating from how they look in the pictures, but that's just a minor. And the building instruction for this thingy was actually better than the building instruction for the sweeper. All 3 bags are supposed to be 3-in-1s, so they're clearly mimicking Lego's offerings with 3-in-1 creator models. But this is get a creator. They're good. They are better. This isn't good, if I understand it. I think I'll stop talking here and leave the rest of the video silent or half silent, with just the music playing in the background. And yeah, you can see for yourself what we're talking about. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good one.